thank everybody for coming bright early on Monday. We are here, unfortunately, because the legislature is not. There are many important pieces of legislation that many people in this town talk about and whisper about, but this legislature has not been able to get anything meaningful passed. And we are talking today with a little bit of humor, because one of the few things that they were able to get through is changing the state bullfrog to the state amphibian. On behalf of my colleagues who are worried about this, I do want to make it very clear that we are not anti-bullfrog. As a 7-year-old, as a matter of fact, I led an expedition where there was a developer trying to take the local frog pond and cover it over. And I decided to save the bullfrogs in my mom's basement. She did not appreciate that, by and wound up having to find another pond for all those bullfrogs. So we are not anti-bullfrog. And I say that half jokingly, but you never know around here. If there's a bullfrog lobby, there seems to be local lobbies. The main issues that we're talking about today are 3 or 4 major pieces of legislation that have been stuck. One is payday lending, and the payday lending fix that passed the House and seems to have gone nowhere in the Senate before they adjourn. One deals with foreclosure, and we all know how major a problem foreclosure is in Ohio. It is stuck in the Senate as well, having passed the House. Another major piece of legislation that both houses passed had to do with redistricting. They both seem to think that they need to have redistricting reform. They both seem to think that they have made major strides, passed 2 different bills, but they are unable to get it out of conference committee. And so there it languishes. Nothing is happening, but everybody says it's needed. And then the final piece, which is more of a ProgressOhio issue that we've been working on for a long time, is that for a long, long time now, there are basic civil rights for LGBT employees that can be fired simply for being gay. And that is stuck in the Senate. In fact, for a long time, we couldn't even get out of the rules committee. And it's just a tragedy. So before I call on our other folks, we are here to try to put pressure through humor and through some serious discussion, getting the legislature back this summer to do their jobs. We have 2 videos that will unveil later, and you will see that we all have t-shirts that say, "My lawmaker went to the Statehouse, and all I got was this bullfrog." We have the bullfrog at the end. Before unveiling the videos, I do want to call up first Catherine Tercer of Ohio Citizen Action and Sean Tucker of Common Cause.
Hello everybody, I am Catherine Tercer from Ohio Citizen Action. I'm the director of the Money and Politics Project, and I'm so glad to be here today with you and with Sean Tucker from Common Cause Ohio. The reason that we're really here today has to do with the notion that we have 3 state symbols. We have the bullfrog, who's well represented, who is now our state frog. We have the spotted salamander, which is our state amphibian. And we have the gerrymander. And, you know, when we go back and we think, okay, we all admit that this is a problem. The Senate passed something in September. This is Senate Joint Resolution 5. The House passed something just very recently on May 27th. They passed a redistricting resolution out of the House, and yet we're stuck. We're stuck and we're manipulated. And it's a little bit, you know, it's really time for Ohioans to have some more democracy in their democracy. And that's really why we're here today. We really need to have the lawmakers come back and push through and come up with a really good compromise. There are good things in Senate Joint Resolution 5, there are good things in House Joint Resolution 15. They need to come back and put it together. It's time for compromise, it's time to work together, and it's time to, you know, we don't want to be manipulated. Voters deserve better, and we need to take care of this by August 4th, or it won't actually be on November's ballot. Now, I'd also like to highlight another thing that's very serious. As many of you realize, on January 21st, the U.S. Supreme Court determined that corporations have First Amendment rights when it comes to independent expenditures. Guess what our General Assembly did not manage to get accomplished? They did not manage to get good disclosure reform passed. This means that corporations can spend money on Ohio elections and not disclose this information. Now, they may not choose to, but they may very well. I go back and I look, Bill Todd, who is a local lawyer in this area and very active in, what corporations can do, actually put out a memo that said corporations that don't take advantage of their new First Amendment rights, they have no one to blame but themselves. And so what I'm saying is, General Assembly, Ohio House, Ohio Senate, come on back, address disclosure. We need good disclosure so we can understand who is impacting Ohio elections. And also, we really don't deserve to be manipulated. And that's what gerrymandering is. It's manipulation. And we don't deserve to be manipulated, so come on back. And on that note, I'd also like to say something just on the side. My mother made this costume. So props to Bonnie Amy.
Thank you, Catherine, and good morning. I'm Sean Tucker from Common Cause, Ohio. And the reason why we're here is the same reason for redistricting reform. It's make or break time now for redistricting reform in Ohio. And Common Cause and other groups like Ohio Citizens in Action strongly encourage both houses to come back and to pass the fair redistricting bill pretty soon. The reason why we're concerned is because next year the apportionment board is up for grabs, and it's no better time than right now to make sure that we have some sort of fair elections process in place. Ohio voters should be appalled at the fact that currently elected officials literally handpick their constituents. It should be the other way around. We should be able to pick our elected officials. This has to change now, and we ask for our senators and House members to come back and to address this egregious and long-standing practice. Having our legislators leave without passing redistricting reform legislation makes a potential for gerrymandering a very real possibility, and it makes it very scary as well. We can't afford to wait another 10 years. We can't afford to wait another 20 years for this to happen, because as we all know, that when the census happens in 2010, then they do the redistricting piece, and the likelihood of it happening again probably won't happen for another 10 or 20 years. And so we can't afford to wait another 10 or 20 years for this map drawing process to play out. We want to restore fair, open, and competitive elections to the state of Ohio. Ohio voters deserve